One pet peeve I have, they had a bad storm in Alberta between Edmonton and Calgary. Man, it was backed up. Traffic was parked for us all. But then somebody had posted that they were driving with their four-ways on and they were driving slow and somebody railed by them and I guess they were overconfident or whatever. And everybody's just screaming at the guy that passed. And I couldn't help it. I commented on it. And I said, turn your stupid four-ways off. Like the OPP, that's one thing that they cannot stand if people turn their four-ways on. Because now people think something's going on. So then they make a drastic move and then something happens.
Yeah. If you're going to drive slow, put a triangle.
No, get off the road.
get off the road. Yeah.
And then stay out of the left lane.
Yes.
Stay out of the left lane, that's for sure, yeah.
Like, you know what, the people in the cars forget. We have 18 tires on the road.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have 20 now.
Yeah.
So I got a sure foot on the road. They have 4 tires.
Yeah.
Narrow ones.
Yeah.
But they have to do better or faster than what the truck does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they create all kinds of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about problems. Coming back from Kansas this trip, the interstate's closed. I-80, just west of Lincoln, Nebraska. Oh. And what the heck's going on here? So whatever, I turn my CV on and guys are talking. And it had been a high-speed chase. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the cop ran him off the road, but he was in the median. And the guy got out of his car. And I don't know if he had a machine gun or what he had, but he opened fire on the cop and killed the cop.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, and just littered the car with bullets. And there was more than one cruiser by now, but the cops got out of the passenger side and opened fire. They shot the guy. Shot the guy too. So, but there was two down.
Wow.
And one of the guys that was coming from the west or going west, he said it looked like a freaking war zone over there.
Wow. That's one thing. I've seen some really grisly stuff out on the road. Mm-hmm. Like we've driven through blood. You know, there was one place in Chicago we were driving, it was all backed up or whatever. Somebody had jumped off a bridge.
Oh my!
And we passed him probably with 5 or 6 feet away from us or whatever, and we drove through the blood. You know, and I think it was raining, slightly raining or whatever, and it was like all full of very sad stuff. I seen an accident once. First of all, we were driving along. It was a double lane, and so the lane on the far left or whatever, all of a sudden you seen a car pulled over on the shoulder, and the windshield was completely all smashed in. And I said, well, obviously the guy can't drive like this, or I wonder what happened. Right, he's in the middle of nowhere, and probably about a half a mile behind him, and so I'm approaching it, was a highway tractor parked on the shoulder. And I'm looking at what's this highway tractor. All of a sudden, between the truck and the car, which was now slightly behind me, there was a body lying on there. And I thought, oh my word. The truck driver was checking his tires or his load or whatever, and this guy didn't see him and schmucked him. And he must have flown 30 or 40 feet or whatever. And the way it was lying there, obviously it broke so many bones. It was just twisted and it was really sad. Like, oh my goodness, a truck driver and somebody wasn't watching.
I guess that's one of my pet peeves is when you see something, and I guess the laws are getting in that direction. If there's 4-ways or some sort of flashers, give a lane over.
Yeah.
When you've got tow trucks and police and whoever working on the side, possibly ambulance, who knows, right? And you go by 60 miles an hour, you're 14, 18 inches away, 2 feet if you're a conscientious regular driver. You know, the first thing I ask is, would you want somebody to do that to your granddaughter or your daughter? Like your son, they're having an emergency on the side of the road, and you want somebody to drive 60 miles an hour past you at 24 inches.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't do that to your own kid. Why are you doing that to somebody else?
But one thing I can't understand, you see it so often where trucks will pull over on the shoulder on an interstate and tighten their straps.
Yeah.
Why do you not drive to the next overpass and get off the road?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we're seeing it more and more all the time.
Yeah.
Like there was an overpass just a quarter mile back.
Yeah.
Why did you stop? Why did you not go in the off
Exactly.
ramp?
Yeah.
We get into all different situations. The longer you're out there, just probability you're going to see something that's grisly, or you're going to experience something that's grisly. When we first started, this was, goodness sakes, this is 30 years ago, 35 years ago, when we were driving. We were going west between Quebec and Montreal. And I looked way ahead, and there was a guy towing some sort of a farm implement thing. You know, I looked at it. I don't know why I focused on it, but it kind of looked unusual, and it got more and more unusual. And suddenly he started swaying, you know, and these things went back and forth. And I go, oh. So I started slowing down a little bit, and he got totally out of control. And the farm implement machinery itself started tearing apart.
Wow!
And it jumped up in the air, and it bashed the axle, and the axle just came right off of the thing. And one of the tires, which still had the hub on it, I guess that somehow or other it came out off of the implement, and it started bouncing backwards towards the rest of the traveling vehicles. And it bounced high, and it was bouncing like good 10, 15 feet in the air, and it bounced just in front of a vehicle in front of me. Or not just in front of me, it was quite a bit in front of that vehicle, and it jumped up. And as we were traveling, the vehicle in front of me went underneath it.
Wow!
And it bounced between me and the vehicle, and then it bounced up, and we went underneath it.
No.
Yeah. And I'm going, oh my goodness, you know. And we were a long trailer, and it's still. And I think it must have missed it to one side or something like that, or it was going at an angle. And I looked in my rearview mirror, and it plowed right into a vehicle, right in the hood of the vehicle, just smashed everything. The rest of the implement thing just shattered and went everywhere. I moved off to the left, and everything, it blocked, I don't know, maybe it was 3 or 4 lanes or whatever, and only the left lane was usable. And it was just total horseshoes that it didn't hit me or the guy in front of me. Sometimes you're okay, and sometimes you're the guy going through the windshield. You know, But that's traffic.